Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to do a quarantine life update with you to just check in with you guys, see how you are all doing as well, and to just kind of let you know how I'm doing and what I've been doing during lockdown and how everything's going at the moment. As you can probably tell, there is a change in setup of how I'm doing my videos. I've brought my iMac desktop in to my lounge and I've got like a little makeshift desk set up here. I just think it's easier to use, it's actually giving my iMac the usage that it actually deserves because it was set up in my bedroom and it just wasn't as comfy as coming into my lounge and just being able to sit in a nice comfy chair and just really kind of use it to its full potential. And all I was really using it for, if I'm going to be totally honest, is to play Sims 4. So yeah. But yeah, so how are you guys doing? What have you been doing? I think that is like such a weird question, like what have you been doing during lockdown? I've seen so many things come up on like Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and so many other like social media platforms saying, you know, if you are not doing something, if you are not like losing weight, if you're not picking up a new creative hobby, if you're not learning a new language, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, then you're being lazy, and use this lockdown time to I don't know, just do something. And I think that's a lot of pressure for some people. Like, this is such a big thing that is going on in the world right now. COVID-19 or coronavirus or whatever you want to call it, like, this is big. Like, even a lot of people who I know that are a lot older than me, they have never seen this in their lifetime. Like, this is big. And I don't know, I just don't think that we have to use this time to physically do something. I mean, yeah, if you want to learn a new hobby or, start a new hobby, if you want to learn a new language, if you want to lose weight, if you want to, I don't know, do whatever you want to do during this time, then that is cool. But I just think that there is a lot of pressure going around for people to physically do something. Whereas, like, some people are just struggling to deal with this. And I just think that that is okay. Like, if you want to just sit on the sofa in your pajamas all day and binge watch Netflix for 3 days, that's cool. If you want to get up and you want to, sit down here, wherever you chill, whether it's, at the table, on the sofa, in your bed, whatever you're doing, wherever you chill, and be like, okay, I'm going to learn a new language, or I'm going to start a new hobby, that is fine. Like, there's only so many days that you can be like, oh, I'm happy with this, or I can, watch Netflix, or, I can do whatever you guys are doing during this time. And I don't know, when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, this is great, like, yeah, use this time, be productive, and then after a while I was like, do you know what, that's bull. I think, it's too much pressure, it's really too much pressure, especially for a lot of people who are dealing with their own, like, mental health issues and, dealing with just this thing. Do you know what, it is such a scary time, it really is. And since the lockdown happened, I mean, I haven't been in work now since the 1st of April. We're in April. Hey Google, what's the date today? Okay, she ain't listening to me. Fine, don't listen to me then. See, that's what's happened to me in quarantine. I am now having a full-on argument with my Google hub. Okay, so, yeah, so, going back to, yeah. So, yeah, I have been off work now since the 1st of April, and, yeah, it's been pretty good so far for me personally. I've had a few days where I've been like, oh my god, like, what am I going to do today, you know? And then I've had days where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like really happy that I've got like a full day to do what I want to do, or to like binge watch Netflix, or play on Sims, or colour, or do the bits that I've been doing. I have to admit, I have done a lot of cleaning. I have deep cleaned my entire place quite a few times. I've rearranged a few things, I have gone through cupboards and DVD collections and books and stuff that I brought with me when I moved in that I just kind of chucked in an area of my house and didn't really look at. So I was like, oh, do you know what, I'll just get, you know, like a charity shop bag going. Because I just, you know, there were so many things that I had that I didn't want to keep anymore, or like clothes I didn't want, or books that I had read, because obviously I am doing a how many books can I read in 2020, or 2020. So yeah, so obviously I've got books that I've read that I have got stacked up that I'm going to be doing, like, if I think they're like really, really good, I will be doing book reviews on them, and I will be doing like just mainly book reviews really, because I don't really know what else I can do with them. So yeah, so once I've read them, once I've done the review, once I've done everything I need to do with them, they're kind of just sitting there. So I thought, well, I will just put them in a pile ready to go to the charity shop, or back to where they came from, which was said charity shop, and someone else can have the like use out of it. I just don't see the point in keeping it if I've read it. And some of the books I don't think I will keep. Like, I do, they're in the cupboard behind me, at the bottom of my bookshelf, sorry. There is a lot of books in there. Like, some of them I'm going to read and then give to the charity shop, like I said, and then there's others in there which I will keep forever because they're just my favourite books that I want to keep and I don't want to get rid of because I just want to keep them. Because I love them and I've read them countless times, and even though I've read them countless times and as you're turning the page you kind of know what's going to happen, I just want to keep them anyway because I just do. So yeah, I mean, going back to the whole, you know, pressure of you have to do something, I mean I've been I wouldn't say I've been like physically I'm gonna lose weight, I've been eating very healthy during this time. I have been doing a workout each morning and like a yoga flow after, just to, you know, chill, calm down, check in, see how I'm doing myself. I am pleased with the progress of it. I mean, I'm not a very flexible person. I mean, I watch some yoga videos and the positions that these people get themselves into, I'm just like, oh, okay, that is like not going to be me for a long, long time. But in saying that, just the, you know, the yoga flows that I've been doing, I actually found that I'm actually easing into them better each day. But I think it's because I wasn't doing it, so I wasn't like stretching and I wasn't kind of like pushing my body to see how well it could like bend forward, or could I touch my toes and could I do this, could I do that. So yeah, I mean, in that respect, I think that's good, but I'm not physically forcing myself to do it. I'm not like, right, Jade, get up, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. I kind of go with how I feel or how I'm feeling, and if I like, I'm not doing the same yoga flow every day, and the workout that I'm doing, I'm trying to increase what I'm doing every sort of like other day, or again, depends on how I'm feeling. Like, you know, if I feel like I can do an extra 3 of, you know, whatever I'm doing, then that's fine, I will go for it. And then if I don't, I'll hold back and just be like, okay, fine. You know, I will go with basically just how I'm feeling, really. So yeah, I mean, so, you know, I've been eating healthy, have been doing a workout. I do feel a lot better in myself. I do feel like I've lost a bit of weight. I wouldn't say it's a huge amount, but that's cool. I'm not really going by the scales because in years gone by I have been meticulous about the scales and what the number is on the scales and oh, praise the scales. And now I kind of just want to go with how I feel. And if I feel like I've lost weight, or if I feel like my jeans are a bit looser, or my leggings are a bit looser, or my top's a bit looser, blah, 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 then I feel good. And if I just don't think I want to put as much pressure on myself to lose weight. And I think if I do that, I think it might be easier. But that's just me and how I'm feeling at the moment. You know, ask me in a month's time or a week's time and I might completely change my mind. Yeah, so I, back a long time ago, probably about a year and a bit ago, if not longer, probably was longer actually, I decided that I wanted to try and learn a new language. Oh, okay, thank you very much for telling me I now got a virus update thing. My ATV is just, I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so, sorry, easily distracted. Yeah, so I decided that I wanted to learn a new language, and I chose Japanese because I love listening to somebody speak Japanese. I think it is the most beautiful language ever. I could sit for a whole day and just listen to somebody talk to me in Japanese, even if I had absolutely no clue what they were saying. They could be telling me that they hate me, that they don't like my hair, that they think my yellow top is too yellow, and blah blah blah, and I was just like, talk to me, because I just love it. I have been listening to a lot of Japanese bands as well, because there's a few bands that I have been listening to. Scandal is one, and I think it's One OK Rock, or OK One Rock. I'm probably going to get told off for butchering that completely, but those two are my kind of utmost go-to bands at the moment, and I have been watching anime on Netflix. So I have finished currently or re-watching Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if anyone's ever watched that, but I would definitely say to watch it. There is seasons 1 and 2 on Netflix. I don't know where season 3 is, but I am going to try and find out, because it kind of, season 2 left us on like a massive cliffhanger, and I need to find out what happens to our main character, because I'm just too committed now. I need to find out what happens. So yeah, so I have been very much enjoying that so far. I would say that it's quite a hard language. Certain things you pick up quite easily, and then other things not so much. But I am just taking it very slowly. I'm using apps, and I'm using I think it's ones that you can just download for free. Duolingo is the one that I am using to like quite a lot, but there's another one, and I don't know what it's called. I think it's just called like Japanese or something like that, which is on the Apple, you know, where you can download apps and stuff. So yeah, I was using that, and that one's actually really good because, or the one that just says Japanese on it, because it'll say the word, it'll show you it written. I think they're all written in, no, I want to say hiragana, but I might be completely wrong, because it doesn't actually tell you, it just, you know, it's just like the Japanese word for it, and then the symbol. So you've got like hello is konnichiwa. Everyone probably knows that one, so that's why I'm saying it. Plus which I am nowhere near the level to say anything in Japanese on here at this precise moment in time. But yeah, so obviously it's konnichiwa, so you have like konnichiwa, and then you have like the hiragana or kanji version, but there is a pause button and a snail picture, so obviously it says it's slower for you, because some of them, when you hear it for the first time, you have to slow it down, because it's hard to get your tongue round it, but once you know the word, it actually flows off the tongue quite nicely. I'm saying that with only a few very basic words, so don't expect me to suddenly start like, churning out full Japanese videos at any time soon. I will probably be 90 before I learn fluent Japanese. So yeah, but do you know what, it's been quite fun. I've been trying to do a little bit each day, just to, you know, further, you know, my knowledge on it. You know, I've always loved Japan. I have always been very, very interested in the culture and the lifestyle and the language. So yeah, you know, I just think that it's a beautiful language to learn, and you know, if you know, I take it as far as I take it, and you know, one day I wake up and I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm done with this. You know, I've learned what I want to learn out of it, and that's that. Then that's cool as well. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to be like, I am going to be fluent in Japanese in like 2 years' time, because I probably won't end up doing it. So yeah. I haven't actually been doing very much else, in all honesty, apart from like reading, watching Netflix, trying to learn Japanese, trying to, you know, keep up with my like yoga and my workouts and stuff, and just taking each day as it comes. I haven't physically made any plans during this time. I literally have only left the house to go to Tesco's, but each time I go, I mean, I've done 2 big shops since this has all kicked off, and I've been off work personally. I went yesterday just to top up the essentials. Like, I needed milk, I wanted to get some more eggs, I needed to get some more fruit, because I've been eating a lot of fruit in the mornings, especially for like breakfast and stuff. I'm obsessed with oranges at the moment. I just absolutely love them. So my fruit bowl mainly consists of oranges and apples, and I've got loads of grapes in the fridge, and bananas, and I was eating kiwis and stuff, but every time now, like the last 2 times I bought them, they're like rock hard, so, and then by the time I end up getting around to eating them, they're just really squidgy soft, and I'm just like, meh, can't be doing it, no, can't do that. So yeah, so I have left out the kiwis, but the kiwis have now quite happily been taken over by oranges, so yeah. So yeah, I don't really know what else I've been doing. I haven't got a garden. I have there's just a car park outside my place. So I have been going out and just sitting like on a towel in the car park. I know that sounds like really, really random, but it is well covered, and you know, no one can see me, so it's quite nice, and like 95% of the time nobody walks past, because it's in a really, really good place. So yeah, so I've just kind of been going outside, and I've been taking my journal, and I've been reading. I am currently reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. It is quite a large book. I actually, completely how I did this, I do not know. I was sat on my sofa, and I had to get up for something. I don't even know what it was, but I had to get up quickly, and I ended up falling over the book. I swear I broke my toe, or toes. I really just walloped it with my foot, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like, what on earth was that? I looked down, and I was like, oh, it's the Order of the Phoenix. So that was an interesting moment. But yeah, I mean, do you know what? It's just, oh, I don't know. This is just such a crazy, crazy time. It really is. Like, I don't know, I mean, I don't know when this is going to end. I don't know when this lockdown is going to stop. I have to admit, it is like, you know, obviously, you know, there's a lot of people that are taking this very, very, very seriously, myself included. And then there's other people that are just, like, you know, the ones that congregate in parks and hang out together in large groups, or, you know, go to the beach, you know, when you physically have been told by the government not to. And I just think it's just absolutely ridiculous, and it's just, oh, I don't know, it just bugs the hell out of me, it really does. I just have not very much patience for any of it, because I just think, you know, if you stay in, as much as it sucks, like, you know, it sucks, you know, there's nothing more to be said about it. It's crappy, nobody likes it. Yeah, okay, some people, You know, like me, like, alright, okay, fine, I'm enjoying having the time off, but that's because I want to look at it in that perspective of, okay, there is nothing I can do about this, so I'm going to try and make the most of a really crap situation and go with it. Instead of like going out and, you know, seeing friends and just congregating and everything else like that, the more that people do that, the longer we are going to be in this lockdown. You know, because they are just, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to go on too much of a rant about it, because otherwise I'll probably end up saying something that isn't good. But yeah, so I just stay home, for God's sake. I know it sucks, but just do it, because, you know, everybody feels the same way. You know, we all think it sucks, but there's not much we can do about it. Like, you know, there's people dying. People have died. A huge, huge amount of people have died. And I just think, you know, oh, I don't know. It's the same in like Tesco's. You know, my local Tesco's is amazing. Is so good. I mean, I know I've only been like a handful of times since this lockdown, or since I've been off work, but they are so good. You know, obviously, you know, sometimes you have to queue up outside. That's fine. But in my local Tesco's, there are a group of staff members wiping down trolleys as you're queuing to get in. So as you get up to where they are, they will say to you, like, would you like a trolley? What type of trolley do you want? And if you say, like, I want a small, medium, large, they will wipe the handles down, they will give it a good wipe over, and then they kind of push it to you, so you don't have to go near them. But you still get a trolley that has been wiped down. So, you know, they are taking full precautions. And, you know, when the lockdown first happened, and I first went to Tesco's, and in my Tesco's, you have to kind of like follow the arrows and go up and down each aisle. You cannot cut across. The only aisle you can cut across is aisle 2, because you have to go back on yourself to go back up to the back of the store to go around to go down aisle 3. I don't know if that is the same in your Tesco's or your supermarket, because obviously I just go to Tesco's. You might go to Morrison's or somewhere else. But yeah, like, it is actually a really good way of doing it, because it alleviates a lot of issues. You know, the first time I went in there, I was just like, oh my god, this is crazy. But I think that's just because, like I said at the start of this video, we haven't actually seen anything like this before. I certainly haven't. I know a lot of people haven't, again, like I said, who are a lot older than me. And it is very weird. I don't think like it really hits you what's going on, especially if you stay in a lot and you don't go to the supermarket very often, or you have your groceries delivered to you. Then that's cool. That's actually really good. But if you do go to the supermarket, I think the first time you go to the supermarket and you have to queue up outside, and then you get in, and like if your supermarket is the same as mine, where you have to walk up and down each aisle to get to the end, it really hits you that this is actually happening. I know that sounds really weird to say, and don't hate on me for saying it, but I think it's like, if you stay in, it's almost like it's not happening. And then, you know, as much as you watch the news, you listen to the radio, you look at the Daily Mail website or any other newspaper website on your phone or apps or whatever, you see it, and you're hearing it, and you're kind of taking in the information, but you don't really, I don't know, I can't really explain it, but it kind of really hit me when I first went to Tesco's, and I was just like, whoa, this is like really, really happening. Like it's such a bizarre, it's like an out-of-body experience. It's very, very strange. But yeah, and like when I first went there, everyone was a bit kind of like, oh, you know, this is really silly, and you know, I just want to go to aisle 6 to get one thing, but I don't want to have to walk up and down every single aisle. And other people were just blatantly not following the rules. You know, I sound like such a stickler for following the rules, but in a time like this, you know, you have to almost be like Hermione Granger in Harry Potter in the first one, where, you know, she's very, you know, follow the rules, do, you know, regimented and everything else like that. And you kind of have to be like that in this time, because it, you know, it is so scary. You just don't know. Like, each time you step out of your front door, you are taking a huge risk on yourself. If you end up going and seeing other people, or you go out and then you come back and then you go back out again, you know, even if it's a couple of days later to go back to the store, or to, you know, you have to go somewhere, or you're walking your dog, you are taking a huge risk, because you don't know whether you have it or whether you've caught it off somebody, because, you know, it's just, oh, it is just scary. It is really, really scary. So, yeah, and I mean, the people that were just blatantly kind of disobeying the rules, it made me laugh, because, and I know this is going to sound really weird, so don't hate on me for saying this, it's or saying the word laugh, because it is not a joking matter at all. And it made me laugh only because of the sheer stupidity of it, not because of the fact that it's funny, because it's not. And, you know, like, there was a couple of people, and I just, the only way to explain it is to explain it like this. You know when you have kids and they're doing something that they know is 100% wrong, but they do it anyway, but they make it stupidly obvious that they're doing it, like, they're like, you know, and you're kind of looking at them and you're like, yeah, I can see you, I know you're doing it, but you're gonna continue doing it anyway. And that was kind of like how some people were acting in Tesco's. Like, they would get to the bottom of the aisle, and instead of going up the next aisle, they would just cut across. Like, you know, the bottom of the aisle, obviously you've got the tills here, you've got the end of the aisle here, and you've got this little walkway. So they get down to the bottom of the aisle, and they'd just be like, okay, there's a load of Tesco staff members over there that can blatantly see me, but I'm just going to, like, you know, cut across and, you know, go from aisle 3 to aisle 5. Why? Why? Seriously, it just takes an extra few minutes. And if you go to aisle 5, but then you realise you want something in aisle 4, you're buggered, because you can't go back. You're not allowed to. You have to go up and down each aisle, and you are not allowed to go back, and that's it. So you are either going to have to, like, get what you want, go back to your car and come back in again, which risks having to queue again, depending on how many people are in there, or just being out in around other people for longer, which adds more risk. It just blows my mind. It really does. I mean, I don't have very much patience for it at all. I really, really don't. You can probably tell that. You know, it's the same as there was a guy. It wasn't this time I was in Tesco's, it was the last time I was in Tesco's, and he only wanted one thing, which, you know, I can understand having to walk up every single aisle just to get to, like, the very last aisle to pick up a DVD, say. You know, it's a bit irritating, but, again, just, it doesn't take that long. If you literally want one thing and you don't want anything down the entire store except for the back row, or the last aisle, it takes seconds to get up there. You just speed walk up and down the aisles and you're there. So I really don't get what the big issue is. But this guy was, like, on the phone, and he said to this girl that was working there, he was like, oh, I just need to get something from whatever aisle he wanted to get to, but I think it was down the opposite end. And the girl was just like, no, I'm really sorry. I know it sucks, but you have to walk up and down every aisle. So he was like, oh, yeah, no, that's fine, to the girl. And then he walked behind me as I was going down the aisle. I mean, I wasn't going slow, because there was nothing, I think it was the alcohol aisle I was down, and I just don't need anything from down there, so I was, like, walking quite quickly. And he was walking behind me on the phone to somebody, and he was just bitching and moaning about the fact that he had to walk down every aisle, and how annoying it was, and how, like, ridiculous, and all this, that, and the other. And I swear to God, it took every ounce of my self-control and biting my tongue until I think it bled, not to turn around to him and just let rip. And I thought, you know what, no, Jay, don't do it, just walk away, just continue walking down the aisle, let him get on with it, because it was just too much of a risk, because we would have ended up being too close to each other, and I, you know, you know, I'm not saying anything against this guy, but in the sense of being too close to him, but it was just the sheer, like, stupidness of it, just the fact that, and he was like, he wasn't being quiet about the fact that he was bitching about it either. You could probably hear it the aisle over both sides, and I just think it was really stupid because, you know, the Tesco staff members are not doing this to be horrible. They're not doing it to make you feel like, you know, oh, you know, you have to do this, you cannot do that. And, like, you know, the fact that they have to tell people off for, you know, trying to cut through or trying to do this or trying to do that, it's just stupid. They're not doing it to be, you know, irrational or to be horrible or to be mean to you or to pick on you. They're doing it to try and save lives, to try and, you know, decrease the amount of risk. Oh, I don't know, it just annoys me, it really does. It really annoys me, and I think that I've ranted quite a lot about that in this video. Probably too much, but yeah. I think it's good to, like, let it out and vent, because, you know, otherwise you just keep it in your head and it just, oh, I don't know, it just makes you, like, really angry, and I'm really, like, depressed and annoyed, and I just don't think being stuck in feeling like that is very good. I just think it's this doesn't do anything for your mental health, it doesn't do anything for anything. So yeah, just gonna just breathe. But yeah, like, I think the only other thing about this is, you know, that's kind of, I don't know, weirdly good, I guess, is the fact that we have had probably some of the most beautiful weather that we've had in quite a long time. And, you know, it's good, we can get out in our gardens, you know, we can, or me getting out in my car park, chilling in the car park. But yeah, I think it's good that we can get out, because at least we can get out in the safety of our own, like, backyards, because that is good. Getting out in the sun, getting outside, you know, it's like a natural cleanser, you know, being outside in nature and just, you know, hearing the birds singing or tweeting, or, you know, I mean, where my place is, there is a tree which has got loads of bird feeders in it, and there's a huge amount of birds that go to that, and that was really high pitched then, wow. But yeah, there's loads of birds that go there, and also loads of squirrels, which is so cute, because there's not, like, they don't all kind of come together, but it's just one or two at a time, but they're so cute, and they've got, like, really, really bushy tails, and they're so cute. I really love watching them, like, bound across the car park, and they're so skittish, like, the second they hear, like, a little noise, they, like, stop, and they're like, oh, it's just so cute, I love watching them. And I think that's another good thing, just to take time and sit outside, and, you know, a lot of people have been doing, like, meditation and things like that, and I think that's really good. Meditation is one thing that I do want to try, but I feel like I've got so much going on in my head all the time. Not bad things, just my mind doesn't ever turn off. It never switches off, which is probably, and there's probably, if anyone does meditation that's watching this, they're probably screaming at me, being like, that's why you need to do it, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But yeah, I do want to try it, and I will try it. During this time, I will, like, you know, I will give it a go. Yeah, but a lot of people are doing meditation, and I think it's really, really good. Says the person who hasn't tried it, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I found, you know, watching a lot of YouTube videos, I watch a lot of, like, morning routines, night routines, and YouTube has been a godsend to me since, you know, during lockdown and things. But so many people do meditation, and I think that, you know, if you can do it, then I think it's really, really good, because if that helps you, I think at the moment, you know, this time in lockdown and with everything that's going on in the world, I think you just have to do what's right for you, what feels right. So, you know, if you want to get up and meditate for 2 hours and then do nothing for the rest of the day, then that's cool. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem right to, like, put so much pressure on ourselves to be this, you know, presence of, you know, positivity if you don't feel like it. Like, you know, I sat down to film this video and, you know, I'm only 4'11". I am only 4'11". I'm 29 years old and I'm 4'11". And the chair that I was sat on is great, but I have to sit on 2 pillows just to heighten myself up a little bit, because my makeshift desk is almost too high. So, and as much as I can change the, like I can do that to my screen, but I just prefer it a little bit higher. So, like so. And to get to this kind of height where it looked right, where I wasn't looking up at the screen, I had to sit on 2 pillows and then push my blanket behind my back just to kind of make myself a little bit more kind of, you know, up there. And when I first sat down, I was like, I don't like my top, I don't like the way I've done my hair, I don't like this, I don't like that, I'll not do this video, I'll wait until, like, you know, there's a good time to do it, or I feel like doing it, or, you know, I don't know. But I kind of just thought that I was sat there and I was like, why wait? Like, yeah, you feel like, I wouldn't say today I'm at, like, the most positive. I would say today's maybe I'm a bit more mellow and a bit more, you know, and I think that's cool, I think that's fine, you know, you are going to get days where you are like that, you are not going to kind of jump out of bed in the morning and be like, right, let's take on the world every day during this quarantine time, because, like, even the most positive person who is looking at this with the biggest, brightest, most positive outlook is going to have days where they're like, yeah, not feeling quite so great today. And that is absolutely fine. It really, really is. Oh, do you know what? This was meant to be like a life update, and I just feel like this has turned into me trying to get the message across to everyone who's watching this that you don't have to be like, you know, an aura of positivity. Yeah, I think I've kind of, I mean, this video's actually gone on quite long. I feel like I should probably wrap it up pretty quickly because I feel like I'm kind of going around in circles, which is cool, it's fine. You know, it is what it is, and I'm pleased that I picked up my, you know, I set up this to do, because I just do. I think it's quite good not to have such a set video where I'm like talking about things in a structured way. You know, in my previous channel I used to do just random ramble, ranty type videos, or rambles where I would just talk about like anything and everything, and I like them. I like my set videos where I have something physically to talk about, like if I'm doing a book review, or I'm doing a movie review, or I'm talking about my tarot cards or something like that, because those are structured and I like them. But I do like having like a rambly, ranty, sit down chat type thing with you guys, and I think they make me feel good, if that makes any sense. So yeah. But in saying that, this rambly, ranty, chit-chatty video has probably gone on for quite a while now, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But let me know what you guys are doing as well. Like, what are you doing to get through the quarantine? What is your favourite, like, you know, what Netflix, you know, series, films, whatever you binge watching? You know, what books are you reading? You know, are you doing jigsaw puzzles? Like, that was the other thing, like, I really, really wanted to get as a jigsaw puzzle, but they're all, like, I don't know, I'm not saying they're expensive, but I'm kind of umming and ahhing over it. I might buy one next month. But yeah, what are you doing during this lockdown? What are you doing to get by? You know, are you going for runs? Are you, you know, meditating? Are you doing yoga? Are you learning a new language? Or are you just doing absolutely nothing? Because that is okay too. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up now. I hope you guys are all doing okay, and like I said, if you're not doing okay, then that's absolutely fine too. Take care of yourselves, be safe if you have to go out. You know, if you want to wear masks and gloves and scarves and, you know, over your mouth and face, and, you know, just take as much precaution as you can. And yeah, I will just see you guys all in my next video. I'm not sure what it's going to be about or when it's going to be, but yeah, just take care of yourselves, guys, and I will see you all soon. Bye.